Hi, this is Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and we're going to make cranberry chocolate cookies. What's nice about this recipe is that if you don't want to use the semi-sweet or the dark morsel for the chocolate, you can go ahead and use, white morsels or whatever flavor that you like, because, to me, chocolate and cranberries go so well together, but so does white chocolate or any flavor, cherry flavor that you might want to put in the flavored morsels. Okay, now we're going to get started, and we're going to first start creaming our butter, and you're going to need 3/4 of a cup. Now, if you don't have butter, you don't like butter, whatever, you can use margarine. I've cut it up into small pieces, and I have it at room temperature because I think it's much easier to cream and break up, that type of thing. Now, you can make the recipe also with your with your hand mixer or the stand, of course, that I'm using. I like the stand mixer for the videos because they're a lot easier for me and quicker. So we'll just break up that butter. Okay, once you get that nicely creamed, you're going to be putting in 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and cream that together. Now, the ingredients that I'm putting in, unfortunately, will not be below the video, just as a reminder. So you're going to have to, listen to the video and watch the video, I guess, to get the recipe. I no longer am putting them below because many of us folks that have videos and put videos on YouTube, people are copying and publishing and whatever to their own websites and that type of thing, and it's really pretty frustrating as well as time consuming to do that. So again, I'm sorry, but I will clearly try to go through all the ingredients so that you can get them from me. Okay, now once you combined your 3/4 cup of butter or margarine, your 3/4 cup of brown sugar, you're going to put a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar in. And you just want to stay with that till it's nicely creamed and mixed. The next thing you're going to be putting in is 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So beat that in. You're also going to be putting in 1 teaspoon of almond extract. That was almond. And of course, the next thing that's coming up now is the egg. 1 egg at room temperature. Beat it all together till it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to give it just a quick stir here. So it'll look like that. Alrighty. And let's work on the dry ingredients. You're going to need 1 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to be putting in a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. You're also going to be putting in 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, and I'm going to just grab a spoon here and just stir that together a little bit. And then I'm going to just slowly start putting the dry with the wet. A little at a time. You don't want flour all over your kitchen. And as you can see, this recipe is so quick and it's so easy. really come together quite nicely. I hope that you can see that. Okay. All right, now you can put the next ingredient in by hand, or just put it in your mixing bowl. I don't like to beat it too long because I don't like to break up my morsels and that type of thing. But you're going to be putting in 1 cup of chopped sweetened dried cranberries. Okay, that was 1 cup, and we'll just mix that in. And the last thing we're going to put in is 1 cup of, I'm using the semi-sweet chocolate morsels, but again, go ahead and use white chocolate or any flavor that you want or prefer. Okay, and you can see how quickly that came together. I'm going to just take my paddle off here and take off my excess and set this aside for the moment. Okay. And we're going to bring it all together. Now, you'll need a cookie sheet or cookie pan. What's nice is you don't have to grease it or anything like that. If you want to use your parchment paper, feel free. I find that this is a lot quicker for this recipe. And I like that you don't have to worry about spraying the pan or greasing the pan or anything like that. And you can see how beautiful this cookie dough has come out, and you can really smell that chocolate and the butter. All right, the next thing that you're going to do is I'm using a small scoop, and you want to place them at least a couple inches apart because they are going to spread. Okay, now you're going to bake these cookies at 350 degrees, and they're going to take you anywhere from 12 to 15 minutes, because as we realize, all ovens set up so differently. So I like to start watching mine around 10 minutes or so. Okay, now generally I get about 36 cookies using the small cookie scoop. That's going to be up to you. If you don't have a cookie scoop, or you don't want to use one, use a tablespoon, and it's usually about maybe 1.5 tablespoons, to make that cookie, even up to 2, depends how much you put it in your tablespoon. You can make these as large as you want or as small as you want, but again, if you're going to make them larger, you're going to have to give yourself maybe a few minutes more baking time or that kind of thing. So as I said, I used the small scoop, got 36 cookies out of it. And mine actually came up, I think, within the 12 minutes. They did not even go further than that. So I'm going to rinse my hands quickly. And grab a towel. All right. And then I'm going to show you how beautiful these cookies bake up. They'll have a nice crisp top to them. Nice golden crisp bottom to them. Then when you break them open, they'll have this wonderful chewy texture with some with moisture with it. So it's not really dense or real dry, but they're not real soft either. Super pillowy soft. They just are the right amount of, like I said, the break and the chewiness, and you see those beautiful chocolate morsels and the cranberries in them. These are just great tasting cookies. And what's better than having a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or even a cold glass of milk with cookies like this? They're easy to make and they're fun to make. And I hope you try the recipe. Now, if you try this recipe and you liked it, well, leave a comment, because I always like to hear from you. But please remember to watch my videos on YouTube only. Many people write to me or have questions or comments or compliments, and I can't answer them because you know, you're not reaching YouTube where my videos are, so I can't answer you, and it's really frustrating for me that I can't. So please watch me on YouTube. If you're so inclined and you like this recipe, give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. And it'd be spectacular if you wanted to subscribe to my channel too. I would really appreciate it. Well, thanks for watching Diane Lovetobake on YouTube, and I'll see you soon.